Before he became the leader of the Cuban Revolution, Fidel Castro traveled to Mexico. He had just been released from a Cuban prison. Mexican police were constantly on his trail. Still, Castro decided to live in this neighborhood in the Mexican capital. It was recently proclaimed an historic site. This is the apartment where Fidel Castro lived when he first moved to Mexico. It's Jose Amparam, number 49, apartment C. And as you can see, it's a fairly small place with one bedroom. Here, let me show it to you. This is the bedroom where Fidel Castro spent his nights here and supposedly planned his attack on the Batista regime back in Cuba. In Mexico, Fidel Castro met one of his most important collaborators, Ernesto Che Guevarra. They often met secretly in Mexico City's cafes and restaurants, plotting to overthrow the Batista government. Antonio del Conde was among Castro's closest Mexican allies. Del Conde was a well-known expert in firearms who obtained the weapons Castro and his insurgents would use. He also helped Castro purchase the famous Granma yacht, which Castro and 81 other rebels used to return to Cuba.
Mexico has always been Cuba's closest brother. Its revolutionary ideas spread across the Americas, but undoubtedly Mexico has always been with Cuba.
In Mexico, Castro enjoyed romance. His former girlfriend, Isabel Custodio, says Che Guevara did not approve of the relationship.
He would always say to Castro, "You're a leader, you're preparing a revolution, and you're married to it, so you can't have a woman."
Which, of course, did not stop him. In November 1956, Castro and his men boarded the small yacht named the Granma and set off on their historic journey.
When I was 6 years
Antonio
old.
del Conde says Castro knew the risks were high.
He told me, "Don't pay attention if they said they've killed me. They claim they have done so many times."
As Fidel Castro left Mexico, he would never forget the key role it played in his life, well before he became the leader of the Cuban Revolution. Franc Contreras, CCTV, Mexico.